I'm just a bit skeptical on the whole idea of how a non-PhD student can get a green card, which I guess was your main point of address in that video. But yeah, I'm just a bit skeptical on what kind of preparation would you need, and I think in your profile you had really good companies.
I think there are multiple questions in your question. From my experience of people asking me questions, I think there are multiple questions in your question. Let me dissect it and address it as best as I can. So first of all, you mentioned PhD people. How can you get an EB1A without being a PhD student? Something to that effect. I think that is a loaded question. There is nothing to say that even PhD students get EB1A. Like there are many PhD people who apply for EB1A and get denied. It is not for I think the reason people have this misconception is because most PhD people qualify for EB1B, which is for outstanding researchers. And the criteria there are more towards like having papers, having publications, having citations, etc., etc., etc. EB1A is not that. EB1A is a totally different. It's in the same bucket, but it's a different classification. Which is open for researchers, but it's open for many other people as well, as long as you can prove that you have risen to the top of the field, shown extraordinary ability and stuff like that. And the 10 criteria that they give are mere tools where you can prove that. I think towards the beginning of this call, I did explain in detail what the government actually looks for you to qualify for the EB1A. As far as my profile is concerned, you did mention that I have multiple companies that are top of line. When I applied for the EB1A, I did not have any of those. I mean, I was working for one of them, but there were none that follow, right? I mean, this was like 4 or 5 years ago. And the other argument people have is like, oh, you have a shiny profile, and then they look at some of our approvals and then they say, oh, those approvals have a shiny profile. What they don't realize is the shiny profiles are not a cause of it, but it's an effect of it. They had to go through the process and make their profile shiny in a legitimate way in order to then qualify for the EB1A. So it was not like, oh, they had a shiny profile, which is why. So the shininess that you see now is as a result of their whatever work they put in to do get their EB1. And one of the things I don't even market. In fact, I should find a better way to market this, I guess. But I don't even market the fact of like when people go through their career, like their profile building journey. There is so much momentum that gets added up to their professional career itself that carries on over time beyond that. Like by the time they're done with this process, they're already ready for a promotion or some sort of incentive takeoff in their career if they use it well. We, of course, people, EB1 green card wait at H1B, etc., is people are people's biggest pain. So that's why we focus more of our messaging towards EB1A itself. But it is mostly about your career development that gives you that traction. Now, I'll give you a quick general idea of how this even works. I think I talked about this before you joined. We take all the work that you're doing or all the expertise that you already have. And generally, when people are working in tech or, the general area, in whatever capacity, they do work on something that is unique and something that is special. So we identify very specific aspects of it and we dive deep into it to help you build your profile along the lines of what USCIS wants to see. So that's generally how we help out. And for that, we have specific plans and stuff. That's a different story.